Yo, what's up, Archangel? Welcome, brother. I'm just getting all the chat windows set up here. Da 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 da. Hey, there we go, affiliated. Thank you. All right, let's turn on the cam here. Pew! It is chilly in Arizona. It is chilly. We went for our morning walk, and it was cold. Yo, what's up, big homie? Thank you so much. Yo, Archangel with the Prime. What a crazy start to the day. What a crazy start. It's going to be 45 here in Nashville on Thanksgiving. Yo, that's cold. I remember. Hey, what's up, Tara? Welcome. I remember what it was like in Texas during the winter. Hey, hello there on the YouTube. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. Cynthia Martinez. Say my name. We go Cynthia. Cynthia Martinez. But yeah, dude, yo, we have a hype train going. Is that just from the 2 subs? That's crazy. Dasa. Dase B 4. Hello. Hello. But hey, for anybody who's new here, I'm a free financial advisor. I'm a certified financial planner professional. I worked at Vanguard for over 13 years, and I quit my job to, first time someone sees my name. But I'm here to help millions of people achieve financial literacy. So what sort of questions you got, Cynthia? Yo, what's going on, Book Flipper? It depends on the time, Cynthia, but I play Rivals and Valorant when I do game. But I don't really get to game as much as I used to or game while I'm streaming. What do you play, Cynthia? What do you play? Count to 100 if you hear me. I'm probably not going to count to 100 out loud. All right, you're a Roblox player. I've never played Roblox. Never. So I don't play too many games because I'm married with 4 kids. So I only get to play on the outside margins of my time. I'm never going to touch grass. Come on, you got to touch grass. It makes gaming that much more fun. Even if you just go for a walk every day, it'll feel that much better, you know? Yo, what's up, Soft? I'm going to touch grass right now. Look at that, Cynthia. In just a couple minutes of knowing each other. Listen, if you're allergic to the outside world, I get it. I think if you got hair, you wouldn't be wearing a beanie right now. It looks good though. It's possible. My head might only be cold because it's bald. Uh oh, you found your op, Cynthia? 'Bad. I think we won one game and lost like three. Something like that. I'm 41, Cynthia. How old are you, Cynthia? A 100? And you're still on the internet. I dig it. Sab Trader. My homework ate my dog. What do I do? Oof. What do you like to drink? I like milk, electrolyte water. If I'm not concerned about health or anything, I think Coca-Cola is amazing. When are you going to get back into gaming, Soft? That's the question. When are we going to start seeing you? So are you saying you like water and Coca-Cola, Cynthia? And also, my cat did a backflip off the ceiling. That's crazy. I do love Dr. Pepper as well. All right, SD. Sometimes you're in the landscape one, and sometimes you're in the portrait one. I bought a new gun online, and it should make it to my licensed dealer tomorrow. All right, what kind did you get, Archangel? Play a game. I can't. Wait. Who sent? See, where is that? Oh, peaceful Triceratops. Questionable judgment. Stop spamming symbols. Warning. All right, Nightbot has warned somebody. So during the day, Cynthia, I do this because I like to be available to answer questions that anybody has. And then at night, my nighttime streams will play a game. Do you have any advice for someone who just turned of age and is beginning to have passive income? Yeah, Big Terry. The first thing you need to do is have a budget, like a detailed budget down to the penny. And then you need to control your spending. Don't waste your money. If you don't need something, you're likely wasting it. That would be my first two things. From there, build an emergency fund. It depends, Cynthia. If I stream tonight, it'll be around, let's just call it 10 p.m. Eastern time. Make you laugh. All right, this is all I got. So you can see how long my beard is. But look where my chin actually ends. That's how big my head actually is. And that's how long the beard is. For someone way older in the game, how do I avoid debt? Well, this is a multi-step process, Big Terry, but the number one thing is the budget. You have to have a budget and understand it, and then make sure if you're going to use a credit card, you're paying it off at the end of every month. Got to get back to wage living. Thought I would say howdy. Welcome, Hats. Welcome. Thank you for dropping by. What do I do? See videos or go to Roblox? Well, how much time do you have, Cynthia? If my time is limited, I watch videos. If my time is open-ended, I go game. 6 hours, I'd probably game. You could also split it up. It's a Glock frame from a company called Nomad Defense. Glock armor. I wanted to build one. Yeah, that's cool. Thursday and Friday are going to drop 21 hours of time and a half. Yo, that's crazy, Archangel. Can't remember the last time I've had 6 hours of open-ended time. I feel that. All right, Cynthia, you are a boy. That's my bad. But if you have 6 hours, you should play. Uh-oh. It deleted it. Why did it delete all your messages? That is wild, Cynthia. Message retracted. What is going on? What is going on? Wait, Cynthia, you were saying goodbye. Oh, no. Top 3 investing advice you give. Well, number 1, you need to have a goal for your savings and investing. You're going to invest differently for different goals. Retirement will be invested differently than a house, than a car, stuff like that. So number 1 is making sure you have a goal, and number 2, your risk tolerance is really aligned with that goal. Because a lot of people, when markets are up, they think they're geniuses and they can't lose. But then when the markets go down, they sell out at the bottom. So you need to make sure your risk tolerance actually lines up with your investing to make sure you feel comfortable within your investments. And then number 3, set your savings and investing on automatic so you don't have to think about it. Cynthia, who is a boy, says they're coming to my house. Well, this is the internet, and that's kind of freaky. I'm investing 25 years into a police pension fund as well as a 457B. Going to put money in a Roth IRA next year and invest in that for 20 years. So the 457B is pre-tax. Roth is post-tax. If you want to add the third bucket, Archangel, it would be a taxable account in your name. You want me to say 6, 7. I passed the 6, the 7. Do you believe consumers, such as someone who drinks or smokes, affects the path of success? Do I think that people who drink and smoke affect their path to success? If so, it's possible. It affects people different ways. But most of the time, probably. So I was trying to ask last week, but my talk to text was acting up. Out of the 3 R's, which is the most important to financial advising? Reading, rifting, or arithmetic? I don't think it's actually any of those, unless you mean reading the client. That's a big one. Thankfully, they said just kidding. Had me worried there for a second. Yes. Cynthia, who is a boy, definitely tripped me out a little bit. But hats, the ability to read somebody as a financial advisor and be able to speak to them in a way that they understand is the most important part. One of the things that I saw as an advisor manager, you get advisors, and this is probably true at any job, but you get advisors who do things their way, and that's it. If they run into a client or somebody who doesn't understand the same, then they can't really flex. Can you find people? Depends on what you mean by find people. What do you mean by that? The actual question was how much math, especially algebra, is involved in properly managing money? Ah. So it's the the biggest fear you have as a financial advisor is that you are undershooting an amount. But otherwise, it's really just inflated dollars is really all you're doing, and then growth models. Can I ban people? Yes, I can definitely ban people. That is something that I can do. Cynthia, what do you keep doing to get banned? What's going on here? Oh, you keep sending the emojis. YouTube doesn't like the emojis, huh? Cynthia, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think so too, Archangel. I think Cynthia may have been defeated by the bots. Being trolled can be fun. Being trolled can be fun. I wonder if I could throw anything animated around this thing to make it more engaging. Yo, what do I do about overpressure in my fuel rail? I'll be honest, Joey, that's not my area of expertise, brother. I do wish you luck, Joey. Hey, Cynthia's back. Cynthia's back. Welcome back, Cynthia. Do you like the portrait version more or the. Wait, so are you Cynthia's brother? Are you Cynthia's son? Or do you just like go on by the name Cynthia? How'd you find me, Cynthia? I wish I could help you more, Joey. Les roadblocks. There's no way you searched Roblox and got me. There's no way. I have dreams or thoughts related to becoming a CPA or a money manager of some kind, but I don't jive with algebra and didn't finish high school or college. All right, so you do look like a car mechanic with that meaning. You know what? We take that. We take that. I'm probably going to take it off in the nearest future. It's warming up. It's warming up. Okay, so being a CPA and a financial advisor are two very different worlds. I just want to make sure that you fully understand how different those two worlds are. But math is not going to be what prevents you from being a good financial advisor, because most of the time any company you work for is going to have tools and stuff where you're not calculating anything anymore. The main thing is that you understand the principles of investing, and then the calculators do it for you. Dr. Pepper or Coke or water, it all depends on the situation, Cynthia. I'd say water most of the time, but there's times that nothing beats a Coke, and then there's time that nothing beats a Dr. Pepper. That's tough. That's tough. I should learn how to be a mechanic and then do mechanic stuff on stream. But do you have any money questions, Cynthia? Cynthia's son? I have heard it is fun to charter an account and sail the wide accountancy. I can do money calculation because it is real. Whole numbers, I am good at real numbers. Yeah. I mean, being a financial advisor is more about getting people to take better care of their own money, and you help. I mean, you do manage, but and I don't know if you could say whole numbers because you deal with compound interest, inflation, things like that, so it can get a little bit messy. Cynthia said his sister has poop. All right. I think we all do, Cynthia. And that their basic explanations were basic enough that the most novice could understand and the most experienced could understand. It's time for Taco Tuesday. Let's go. You must not be where I'm at. You must be Central or East Coast, Cynthia. Get a steak taco for me. Steak, cheese, whatever their special sauce is, and if you're feeling frisky, rice. Wait, RIP stream, what happened? I'm in Arizona, Cynthia. Every time I show people my paycheck prediction sheet or my decade income prediction, they say, wow. But it is just Excel doing all the lifting? Yes. All right, I'm nervous. Why did Soft say RIP stream? Did we just lose it? I'm in the United States as well, Cynthia. Oh, my stream did die. And now it's back. Yeah, the Twitch stream died. I don't understand. I'm messaging Streamlabs right now about this. You do not have Twitch? Wait, I do have it. I tried learning Spanish. I've tried many times, and I have failed. Let's see. Streamlabs. Lunes, martes, miércoles. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I don't get what's going on, Soft. The YouTube stream didn't drop. Doesn't Chino mean Chinese in Spanish? My wife is Mexican, Cynthia. So she knows Spanish. I can understand some. All right. I was just looking at my big book that tracks all my pay from January 17 through June of 25. By June 27, about 472,000 will have crossed my hands, and I have not much to show for it. Taxes will do that. A lot of it never actually hits your hands, hats. All right. Are you going somewhere for your sandwich, or are you making it at home? You should make it at home. But taxes will do that. It's actually really tough for people to mentally get around their pay. You know, like even people, you see people who are making 120,000 who are like, I should be making 10,000 a month, but they get nowhere near that. It's a little bit hard. Gross is 593. Oh, okay. By the way, it is called gross income because when you see your versus you got paid, it makes you sick. I like that. I like that. Um, okay. So, what have you done with that money? Did you have a budget? Were you setting things aside? Tell me. I need to know. I'm going to go grab a drink all the way. My little sister is eating tahine. All right. Are you putting it on? Is she putting it on watermelon or some sort of fruit? One second, I'll grab a drink. We're shooting a video this week, Soft. We're doing fairy tale finds again. That is a lot of hours, Cynthia. That is a lot of hours. Bought a house, financed a couple cars, had a couple kids. Okay, I feel that. Money just kind of disappears. Financed a couple of cars, financed a couple of kids. We're budgeting better now. We're still at the bleeding edge of our means. Yeah. It's tough once you're actually in the family stuff to figure out ways to cut expenses. Some may say it is impossible. But little cuts in a bunch of places make a big difference. Do you think I should move the where this stream is? I put it in entertainment. Should I put it in education? Okay. It says I'm live again. Weird. Ooh, the Viper Mini? You'll have to let me know about that. I don't know. I kind of like this guy. Super basic, super light. I've enjoyed my time. So does the smaller mouse just help with control? And also, Soft, on Saturday, I'll be live streaming from the next Fairy Tale Finds. Heyo! I converted a couple credit cards to personal loans. And when Uncle Santa Claus brings me my April present, I will consolidate those. All right. That's one way. Did you look at trying to pay off the debts with either the avalanche method or the snowball method? Sometimes consolidation is just the better way to go, but why will the world end? Xer, this is a great question. Why the world would end? There's a bunch of different reasons. I don't know if you just want to know my speculation, or if there's something specific you want to talk about, Haley. But let me know. So we were already in a recession and came out of it. We just didn't label it as a recession. So maybe, but not sure why I prefer smaller mice, but I like the Viper Mini shape enough to buy it again even after it's doubled in price. Okay. I'd be down to give it a try. What's funny is everything in my system used to be Logitech. Now the only thing in my system that's Logitech is my mouse. But I wouldn't say there's necessarily anything indicative that a recession is on the horizon. It's not to say it can't change. But also, what's the definition of a recession now? That's a really big question. Yes, it extends my payment 5 years, but it gives me the monthly room to make principal payments. It will take me from just over $1,000 under $700 a month on that debt alone. Okay. And then are you just throwing that extra $300 a month at it? Armed and dangerous. Awkward silence. Get used to it, Xer. Get used to it. In between questions, I have the Superlight 2 now, Soft. I have the Superlight 2. I don't know what the 2000 refresh rate is, but that's what I got going. I've switched back and forth between 1000 and 2000. I don't notice the difference. But yes, Xer, we allow the silence to fill the room. I'm not the type to just talk for nothing. I probably need to get over that if I'm going to stream more often. When was the last time we saw each other, Xer? Was it earlier this year? With your brother? Was that earlier this year or was that late last year? Some will go to keeping groceries off the credit card. All right. Man, it was a year ago when we did pizza at your place with your brother. That was a year ago? That's crazy. I feel like your brother had questions and then we never followed up with each other. Your wife was out of town, and it was just me, you, your brother, and the dogs. I'm definitely down, brother. Just give me some heads up, and we can do it. And we can do it. Later, brother. Later, brother. Did you know a cross is a cube? I hope you remember. That is old friendship lore. I hope you remember that. Old friendship lore. The smartest person I know said it. Confused a group of friends when they realized it. They realized he was a super genius, and now it lives in lore forever. Here's the thing that got me in trouble. Let us say I wanted to buy something with a limited availability for $600 and I have $500 cash. I will put on the card, then promptly pay the $500. Okay? My wife will put it on the card, and now she has $500 to put elsewhere, so she does that. Credit cards are one of the hardest things as a financial advisor to talk about because as an individual, you, me, your wife, whoever it is, might be able to handle the credit card. It's nothing but good for them. They get bonus, they get rewards. And then there are other people, it could be your spouse or just in general, but because it's a credit card, it doesn't feel real. And they just keep using it. And they end up with a crazy amount to pay off. Bad beats, bruh. What do you think of Cisco as an investment? They're all over the networking industry, but not as flashy as Mag 7 tech companies. All right, I'm going to answer this as clear as possible, but I need to make sure you understand what I'm saying. I like Cisco as an investment, but I have no idea how it's going to perform over the next 5, 10, 20 years or anything like that. So uh, I don't like buying individual securities because of that. So is there something about Cisco that you think gives them the edge over other tech companies or other companies in the market? I think, oh, we put $100 on the card, but we didn't. So we ended up maxing a card 2 times in 24 months. Yeah, that happens. I think the other thing that's wild, I'm not going to say who this person was because I don't want their, let's just say I know them dearly, but their wife, without telling them, put $10,000 on credit card on nothing like truly necessary. Toys for the kids, dishes, things like that for the house. Work for reals for a minute, so I will check back later. Sounds good, Hats. Sounds good. They dominate the networking market. I believe it's 75 plus percent, but it's recently hit all-time highs or close to it. All right, let's take a look at it real quick. Cisco. All right, so Cisco is at or near 52 week, kind of near 52 week highs. All right. Is there anything about it that feels like an outlier to you that will make it perform better? With AI demand, it seems they'll be in it for the long haul. Just curious your thoughts. That all may be true, but if you're buying one individual company, you're doing that because you think it's going to perform better than other companies or the index as a whole. So you got to think about, what is it about Cisco that's got you excited to take on the additional risk? Right? One sec. But does that make sense on the additional risk? Bad beats? Yo, what's up, crazy? Welcome. I'm a free financial advisor. I'm a certified financial planner professional. I'm here to help millions of people achieve financial literacy. But you can ask me anything. How'd you find me, crazy? They just interest me because it seems like they specialize in a specific area that Apple and Microsoft products ultimately depend on. I'm trying to diversify the few tech stocks I do own. So why do you want to guess at a few stocks? Like, if you believe that this company is going to outperform, and it may happen, how long is it going to outperform? What's your exit strategy? But if you believe in the sector, why not buy the entire sector? But if it's just this specific company, like if you're talking about diversifying, even if you add two more securities to your two individual companies to your portfolio, that doesn't really make you that much more diversified. How should I make sure a house is reasonably priced? This is a great question. Is this for a purchase, crazy? Because what they're generally going to do, if you make $70,000, they're going to say you qualify for a $280,000 house. You have to remember that the ratios they give you are not based on actual affordability. They say, what is the max you could take out? Do less than the max significantly. And I'm speaking from experience. Back in 2012, I was authorized for $180,000. I took one out for $80,000. Let me know if that lines up with your question, crazy. Otherwise, I can go a different direction. Hey, I got you. I major, take it easy on me, but that makes sense. Do you recommend the book, The Intelligent Investor? I've heard that's a good place to start. Honestly, the best place to start for what you're talking about is the little book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. That is what I recommend for you. The little book of Common Sense Investing goes over how and why it is so incredibly difficult to pick winners and losers. But you have to remember, if you're trying to buy an individual stock that you think is going to be a winner, there are people out there who get paid to do it for their job, you're competing against them. Their whole job every day is to do this. And we are competing with them. Hey, what's going on, gaming? Welcome, welcome. I see you're on the landscape stream today. Good way to put it. Generally, what do you think of REITs as an investment? So I own all the publicly traded REITs, but that's because I own everything. I think there is a reason to have that in your portfolio. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you adding it to an already diversified portfolio? Or are you trying to make your portfolio diversified? You know what I mean? Life's been good, gaming. Life's been good. We are close to, if not over, 1,000 followers on Instagram. We are creeping that way for YouTube. It's been a slog. Hey, thanks, Bad Beats. But you got to think about why you want to own it and what it's going to do for your portfolio. But I think REITs in and of themselves are great, but maybe I have a little bit of hesitation on them as just an individual purchase, unless you had a particular reason. Yeah, I did not stream on Saturday. Everything is good, sir, but when the kids need you, the kids need you. I did stream Saturday night. I did do a gaming stream Saturday night. That was pretty cool. I noticed what I missed out. Was busy watching Netflix with my family. Hey, that is okay. A late night gaming stream is sometimes hard to just get to, you know? Because I want to build out a portfolio of dividend producing assets in the next couple of years. So ETFs can do that. So what makes you want to go for dividend investing over growth investing, Bad Beats? We could talk about both. About how, why, and when you should switch into dividend investing. What was the game that you were playing? Rivals. But I was also super tired. I wouldn't say it's freezing, but today was a little bit colder than it had been. Today was colder than it had been. I'm 26, already have some growth stocks that I'm invested in, put most of my money into SPY. I also think most people my age and my friends look for exponential growth when that's not a reality. It's not likely. It's not a high likelihood, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna go over a couple of things, bad beats. If you don't care about these things, that's okay, but I'm gonna go over them anyway. The reason I asked about the dividends is the stock market really a good investment, though? It's a great question, Big Terry. I would need to know more specifics on what you're talking about to give you a yes or no answer, but I am leaning towards yes, so let's talk about it. All right, but bad beats. It's very common right now on the internet to see people going into dividend stocks, especially in their taxable accounts. They're trying to stack dividends to eventually replace their income. And when you do that, when you have dividend-paying securities in taxable accounts, that goes to your ordinary income tax rates a lot of the time, and that's a lot of income that you're paying on. Whereas for the dividend investing, I do wonder for people, why not just be diversified, own the entire market for as long as you can, for as much growth as you can, and then when you get into retirement or close to retirement, that is when you switch from growth to dividends. Does that make sense? And Big Terry, I still do think the stock market is a great place for people to invest their money, but I would love to know your counter, assuming their time horizon and risk tolerance lines up. Mr. Luke, how should a beginner divide their salary? What's the ideal budgeting formula? Well, I don't know if there's necessarily ideal, but at minimum, you should be saving 20% of your pre-tax income. At the very minimum. If you can, get that up to 50. You know what I mean? Okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize they are taxed as ordinary income. Is there a way around this other than tax evasion? Yes, but so this is also though depending on why you own it. Bad beats, because if you are owning it for the income, then it doesn't really make sense. But generally, you're going to put dividend producing securities into tax advantaged accounts like IRAs or 401ks, so that you, when they get paid their dividends, it doesn't matter. They just compound and grow, and you don't pay taxes until you distribute. What's the best way to start investing with a low income? Well, assuming you have the surplus to do it, it all depends on what you are investing in gaming. But I'd say by setting it up automatically. Sir, if you had to teach just one money rule to everyone, what would it be? Budget. If people could budget and live below their means, that would be it. What are your thoughts on Acorn? It seems like a cool concept. I have to assume they are making a good bit of money on those microtransactions. So I think for someone who needs the additional bump or doesn't want to think about it, Acorns can be okay. I don't think they're magical unless someone isn't doing anything else otherwise. All right, any extra that you invest is okay. The best advice for a beginner is send 90% of your gallery to me, and I'll make sure it goes to a good cause. Hats is going to take care of our money, guys. Do you think one needs research done before beginning to make any investments such as stocks? I'm going to go with at least a soft yes, Big Terry, but full understanding of what it is isn't necessarily necessary to make money. But I think for peace of mind, yes. Illuminati poster. Listen, that was not an Illuminati poster. If you're talking about the black and white one. Just so people are aware. He's talking about this bad boy right here. Right here. We also have this. I'm gonna show it real quick, but we have this. Is this one? Hold up. We had this guy for a while too. All right, we get rid of that now. Is investing in my friend's startup the same as charity? Asking for my money back politely isn't working. I generally would not give money to friends or family unless you never expect it back. And honestly, that's how I would say about giving money to anyone for anything. That money's gone. That's just how you need to live. You know what I mean? Freemason? Which part? Listen here, buddy. These are big accusations. If I was a master mason, my life would be much different. From Goth to Tekashi 6ix9ine. Let's go. I am eventually going to get this thing made so that it's on the wall behind me so I can be gigantic. That is the eventuality. How's Mrs. Luke doing? She is great. She's with the kiddos right now. Have you tried cornrows for the beard? I have not. But I have done a double braid. Look at that. That's kind of wild. No? But I have done a double braid and a single braid down it. It's been a while, though. Where's the link to your Patreon? Actually, thanks to gaming here, we have this now. Forget 1 million subscribers. Even my future kids will watch your stream for financial advice. Let's go. Let's go. A majestic beard indeed gives you that spiritual look, which makes sense since you're giving advice. We like to keep it calm. We like to keep it calm, you know? The Patreon is free, and you get a free budgeting spreadsheet, and every Saturday we do a community Q&A and market recap session. It was a few weeks ago. We were popping. We had like 5 people asking questions in there. That was sick. Hello, Abigail loves music. Welcome. Hey, do you know Way Out? Or are you completely separate from Way Out? It's automation, melodrama. It's automation. It's just a bot that handles your stuff. I gotta ask, thoughts on Dave Ramsey? I gotta think of the best way. Okay, so you don't know. My bad. Anybody who's involved with music who comes in here, I think is my friend either Lights Out or Way Out. No, Night Lights Music, or his name is Way Out. But yeah, Nightbot just takes care of anything. So when it comes to Ramsey, I gotta think of the best way to describe this. I think he helps a lot of people. We've seen Gideon EDP visit a few mods. What is that? Tell me. My vote's for Viking Braid. Let's do it, Archangel. Let's do it. Mr. Luke, you didn't introduce yourself to... All right, Abigail. I'm a free financial advisor. All right, Abigail, time for you to hear it. Chat wants you to hear it. So I'm a free financial advisor. I'm a certified financial planner professional, which means I'm a fiduciary. I have to do what's in your best interest. And I quit my job to help millions of people achieve financial literacy. Oh, he catches predators, huh? All right, get him. Wait, get a cat. What about a dog? Uh-oh, Abigail, what happened? Let's see what this did. I love cats and dogs. All right, I gotta chill out Nightbot here. Nightbot's rude. Hey, Abigail, can I ask, how'd you find me? Were you looking for something specific? Dave gives good advice for people with no kids yet and are those mid 6-figure income. If you're not in that demographic, his advice can prove challenging. I will say he knows who he's talking to. I would say he has a target audience. And that's okay. He knows what he wants to do, where he wants to help, and that's what he does. Nightbot deserves a salary increase, bro. At least pay him in emojis. If you pay him too many emojis, he will shut you down. Nightbot doesn't like emojis. Dogs are too hyper. Cats are entitled to sleep all the time. I am not anti-cat, but I do love dogs maybe a little bit more. I snowball when I can, but I lived in Texas my whole life and don't have a lot of snow to begin with. Snowball works. I'm more of a fan of the avalanche method, but I understand the snowball method's appeal. You don't want a cat at 3 a.m. in the morning meowing at the top of their lungs. Dude, there's a sound that cats make, and if you've had cats, you know what I'm talking about. It's not their normal meow. They make like a type of sound, and you're like, what is this? Bro, but not bot needs financial advice. He works 24/7 with no retirement plan. Can't ban him. Gotta help Nightbot. Does it snow oil in Texas? There are oil fields out there for sure. I must go to increase shareholder value, but thanks for the advice information. I'll be back next time. Oh man, that feels like too fast of a conclusion. Consolidating dips helps get, credit card interest is a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, credit card interest is crazy. Huskies are wild dogs. They are the face of unpredictability. Are they? Are they still more like their? They're still more like their wild wolf cousins. All right, fine. Last question for the day. Would you buy stock at a 5% discount if given the benefit as an employee? It's a Fortune 500 company, but it's been getting killed this year due to politics. What is your what is your exit strategy from the position? 2, how much lower is it performing compared to the rest of the market and its peers? Right? Because for me, if I buy an individual position, I'm doing it for one of two reasons. I'm either going to own it forever, or I'm hoping I'm going to flip it. So if you're able to buy a stock that's lower in price for an additional discount, I mean, that could absolutely work out. Beanie time. Let's go, F1. It's always beanie time somewhere. You know what I mean? Uh-oh, F1. What did it do? Weird. I think a lot of people fall into the trap of trying to outsmart their money instead of controlling it. I have an example. It was going to take too many characters. I feel that. I mean, I can give you an example. I've told this story before, so if you've heard it, I apologize. But I owned something called I saw something called the Precious Metals and Mining Fund. At its all-time high, it was $48 per share. And I saw it at $8 per share. In my mind, even if it only went back to half of its all-time value, I was going to triple my money. But instead, it did nothing, did not really move at all, and it got absorbed into another fund. I think the other trap people get into, Hats, is people think they can buy one thing and they're going to get rich from it. I wonder for 5 to 10 years. It plummeted after reaching all-time highs this year. I just think they're too big not to pivot and recover from this year. I think it's 30-40% in 5 years realistically. So 30 to 40% gain in the next 5 years. If its market averages, will be lower than what the overall market returns. My pa sold a car, got real good money. He was going to get a new car. He was going to put the cash in an investment and finance the car with the returns. Okay, so that's tough. The the basic mentality behind that and why people do it is they expect that the market will return more than the interest they're paying on debt. But what if there's a market downturn, things like that? I really want to dox myself and tell you the company, but I'll leave that for another day. Probably make a lot more sense. I would love to know it. I would love to know it. It's very true. Just pay off the cash. Pay it off with cash. Now, so what people are probably telling him is that he could take that same pot of money, throw it in the market, earn whatever percent, which will be more than whatever hit the loan is on his car. But that's leveraging debt, and for some people, it could be good, but for a lot of people, it is a bad way to go. Mostly because they don't understand how to maximize it and to make sure they don't end up in a bad position. During high inflation, is it better to save more or invest more? Well, your saving isn't generally going to keep up with inflation because there's not a mechanism for it. So if your point is to keep up with inflation, it would be investing. But then you take out you add the potential for more downside with the investing. When are you streaming next? This week. I will be here tomorrow, bruh. And then I will be here on Friday. And I likely will not be streaming Saturday. You will have to catch the Twitch on Saturday. But I'm actually shooting a video Saturday and Sunday. And I'll be live streaming shooting of the video. Yep. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. We're going to be adding gaming streams soon and additional days soon. Even if they're not permanent days, we are going to have it happen. Yeah. Your stream? Tell me more. What does that mean? Your stream. All right. Sounds good, bruh. Oh, man. I didn't follow the joke. No. It always stinks being the one left out. Didn't invest today. I bought $6.65 in fractional shares for my IRA because that is what I had on my Weeple account. All right. What did you buy $6.65 of? Sir, I have a question in mind. Hit me. How can a salary person adjust their monthly budget when prices keep rising? There have to be cuts from other areas, gaming. It's the only way. Earned more money or cut spending. Those are pretty much the only two ways to change your financial picture. Cut expenses, increase income. Obviously easier said than done. But a budget will help. Amplify CEF High Income Fund or High Income ETF. All right. What type of account did you buy that in? All right, Roth IRA. That is a tax advantage account. So any dividends it pays will not be taxed while they're in the account. Yeah. Beard guy, how do you eat without bits of food, soups getting in your beard? Do you find yourself cleaning out your beard often? Maybe poning it up? No. The closest thing I do, if things are going crazy, is that. How does this even look on stream, bro? How does this even look? But generally, this is probably way too much information here. Like, I didn't want to know this, bro. But so the mustache and the hair next to it is the stuff that gets in your food. So if you trim it, look, if you notice this, there is no hair that comes over. None. So I trim the mustache properly. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about it. Boom. Yeah. Sir, I'm too addicted to outside food. Spend a lot of money on KFC, McDonald's, and other junk food every day, and it affects my budget. Yes, it does. You need a budget to go out. Sacrifice. You don't need it. What's the jobs that offer the fastest retirement? Well, this is tough, you mad bro. The military offers retirement in 20 years. But otherwise, it's mostly on top of you or onto you. You have to make your expenses as low as possible. The lower your expenses, the easier it is to save for retirement. Straight up. So it really depends a lot more on you. The long beard is emotion. All right. Amplify is enrolled in their dividend reinvestment program, but is yet to have enough to reinvest. All right. So I will throw this out as a blanket statement. I do think a lot of people, when it comes to investing, especially for long-term investing, that if they just bought the entire market and let it ride the next 30 years, they would be very happy. Is the stream buffering or is it just my ropey Wi-Fi's problem? Nobody said anything, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. I'm honestly giving a very strong thought into switching away from Streamlabs and switching to something like Meld. Would advising a client to retire in lower cost if living countries, if they want to retire early, be valid? I'm going to say yes and no, right? So if you and I are talking, all right, stream's fine on your end. So if you and I are talking, and you're like, hey, I want to retire in, Vietnam. I'm only going to need to spend this amount of money. We can always factor that, but where I have to, I could talk in principles and dollars, but then I don't know the rules for another country. But otherwise, in principle, what you're saying, F1, absolutely. But we would put it in like American dollars so that it works, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm tired of this platform as it is. OBS is like a cleaner version of Slobs. So, I don't know. I even paid so that I could multi-stream, but it's like every day I have issues getting on stream on some site through this. And I'm pretty tired of it. Pretty tired of it. Mr. Luke, beard guy, what's your name? I feel like I've been here a bit, so I should probably know. Yeah, so I have to be a public figure. If you go to freeadviceguy.com, you can find all my stuff. But my name is Luke. But I've also heard really good things about this program called Meld. It was developed by creators, they say. Developed by creators. Yep, straight from the Bible. I was named after the book of Luke. Really? Streamlabs runs a lot worse than OBS? Interesting. Well, I'm still considering Meld. Because Meld does all of the multi-streaming stuff. The only reason I used... Well, I tried Streamlabs because that's what was recommended to me before I got started. And then since there, I've just got it. I've just been using it. But I've now reached the point... Like, Soft, I don't know if you were here on... was that Friday? It took me I missed the premiere of my video. Because at 9:30, I started getting things set up in here to get the stream. And I kept starting and having to stop because Twitch just wouldn't go live. I have no idea what was going on. Meld. Yes, it is free. Skull Crusher, Mad Dog, the Professor, the Luke School too. I know I look like something. Like, how many tattoos do you think I have? Anyway, Meld is supposed to be user-friendly, made by creators, and not use a bunch of resources. F1, yes. It's... Sorry, had a hair in my mouth. It's Luke for the most part. I don't have like a IRL nickname. I like the Viking. But my gaming friends call me Woke or Too Woke or something like that. My gamer tag for years has been Too Woke. So people will call me Woke for short. And if you don't think Too Woke is the greatest gaming name of all time, I don't know. All right, be right back. I'm going to throw this out. Hit me with your questions and other things. I'll be right back. Gamer tag in Valorant was Too Woke. I'm free advice guy on Rivals, but it's Too Woke, baby. Too Woke. I like the Viking. You know what's funny though? If you look up there. Anyway, we thought my beard would be like this long forever. And then we just grew it and grew it. I just kept growing and growing it. Whatever. Yes, give me a suggestion. I'm always down for the suggestions. I think every single video deserves at least 1 million views. That would be awesome, gaming. That would be awesome. Gaming, here's just for you. Don't call him sir. We're all friends here. Hey, I call people sir. I call people sir. It's one of the things. I can't help it. I'll be like, thank you, sir. But what I was suggesting you isn't visible in chat. Is thanks chief and offensive? Didn't used to be. I don't know if it is now. I'm sure it offends somebody now. Thanks, Chief. Luke Skywalker? Nah. Luke Moneysaver? Yes. Mr. Luke, I don't know why, but what I was suggesting is somehow not visible in chat. It disappears as soon as I say it. Uh-oh. You might be saying so fierce. People can't handle it. All right, sounds good, gaming. One of my favorite shorts is a white guy who dressed up with a sombrero and poncho, and other white people told him he was offensive. Dude, I saw that too. The Mexican dudes were like, "Why would I be offended? You look nice." That was so funny. They were so confused. Like, what do you mean? Hey, thanks, gaming. We finally crossed over 1,000. I don't know if I told you this story before, but we had a viral clip for 1 month that was at about 4.5 million views across Instagram and TikTok. We were gaining like 30, 40 followers a day. It was crazy. And then we had to take it down. And we were at 995 when we took it down. I think this was in September. And then we immediately had a drop off, a pretty big drop off. And we've been building back up. So we were 5 away from 1,000. So really it took us 2 months to get 5 additional followers. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It's kind of wild. I do still have the video. Yes, it does, F1. And it felt like we finally had our crack because once that video popped, our views on all videos like tripled or quadrupled. And then when we removed it, it dropped a lot. But yeah, we still have the video. Nah. We took it down being nice. I don't know the clip you're referring to, but why do you think it went viral? Probably just random. So there were multiple things. My wife thinks it's because the girl was modern day cute and that there was a story. It was about credit cards. Ricky Ticky. My girl's got this schoolgirl fantasy. I just feel uncomfortable with wearing the dress. Oh man. I know I've asked about Acorns, and I know others have. I used it, and I think that if you want to invest tiny amounts of money, you're better off doing it manually, deliberately, instead of automatically. Yes, I agree with you that it's better. I think Acorns is great for somebody who doesn't have the discipline to do it on their own and just needs something, or they just want a little bonus, right? I can see somebody who's doing well off, who's doing really well, who just wants, who's doing really well, but just wants a little bit of additional. I could see Acorns being great for that. People basically lied about something in the video, and her mother found out, and she DM'd Mr. Luke. Hold on. So the girl herself DM'd me to take it down. Yeah, my wife was right. Yeah, it was just, but see, like the other clip with her didn't blow up, or the other 2 or 3. It's just that one. That one had a story with credit cards. It was about somebody adding you as an authorized user on a credit card. She was talking about it, and I said, "Oh, hey, my mom actually did that," and she was like, "What? Yours too?" Basically Acorn for a nice Xmas gift, and Vanguard for house and retirement. I like that. That's a good way to look at it. It was more so the story, but her looks helped as well. Yeah, I could see that. Did Twitch just disconnect? Is this a RIP stream again? How many quantities of Solana do you own? Soft, do you remember that day? I think I was given 1 share of Solana. So I think I have 1 share. That was a fun day with Alpha Exchange. Do you like horse riding? I've only done it 1 time. I've only done it 1 time, and it was in a video. That's it. Living statue? What does that mean? I'm super confused about the Vegas thing. Lukey, I think I've cracked how you can go viral. Interview OF girls about their finances with the whole shebang. Use them in the thumbnail, point and laugh at their finances. Yeah, so I've talked to OnlyFans models before while streaming. They were on TikTok, but I've talked to 2 of them. And yeah, if we decided purposely not to go the route of highlighting that. There, I unfroze you. Must have been on my end. Oh man, so I was locked up. Got to go a little early today because life gave me a side quest, but I'll be here again tomorrow and on Fridays and Saturdays. Sounds good, Sam. Have a good one, brother. I had Clips channel back in 2021 that I made good money from, but without kind of spammy tactics, it would have taken a lot longer to get initial traction. Hey, thanks, Soft. What we're worried about is if people follow us, and this goes for a lot of stuff. We actually had to have a conversation with our editor because we started getting sort of, I don't even know the right term, but loose with what we were willing to put out. And I had to have a conversation and say, like, hey, like, if this is the only video that somebody finds, does it give them a good idea of what they're getting into with us? And two, can I show this to my kids? Like the last video we put out, I'm actually not a huge fan of it. We chopped off probably 10 minutes of that dude's, maybe not 10, at least 5 minutes of that dude's interview. At least, because he's talking about a bunch of stuff that is not appropriate. Oh no, so I have neglected to like the stream. Let's go, Hats. I've seen a few of your shorts. Where do you find these people? Not the OF ones. Is there a method to the madness? Yeah, it was actually kind of fun, F1. So, this has now become our thing. I wish I had my sign. But my sign, I walk around with a sign that looks very similar to this thing. And I walk around and I just hold it. I literally just walk up and down the street waiting for someone to say something. So sometimes, you know, especially in Scottsdale, I'll be like, free advice guy. And I'll turn my sign to him and then we'll talk. And then same thing, TwitchCon, we did the same thing. We were walking around. But we used to be like, hey, and like talk to people. But that really started to grate on me. Because some people will just say something to you. But they don't, I don't know. I don't know how to word it. They'll talk to you, but it's not like they're excited to. So now we just wait. Maybe you should walk up to places where people make poor financial decisions like exotic car dealerships or pawn shops. I'm sure there's many in Scottsdale. That could work. That could work. But we're trying to maximize foot traffic for the amount of time. Like, my buddy is a father. I'm a father. So it's like, when can we go and for how long without burning out? Man, so the markets weren't scared for very long, were they? They were not scared for very long. Got to show you the old analytic screenshots from that channel sometime. Yeah, I'd love to, man. I got to do something soft. I'm clearly not doing something right. There's days I feel like I'm going to fail because I'm just hoping for hope and chance to carry me, and that's a trip. But I have to log off now. I will be back in an hour and 15 minutes or so to do TikTok. So if you guys would like to chat some more, I will be back. TikTok / Real Free Advice Guy. But hey, Soft, are you gaming tonight? All right, I dig it. Later, Chief F1 hats. Farewell. Soon enough, the streams will be. How do I word it? Longer. We'll see. More frequent, longer, something like that. But we'll know soon. Later, Soft. Later, everybody. We will be back later. Bye, everybody.